ESPN has jumped the shark. Because Wikipedia is the most credible source on the internet and everything on the internet is true, let me read you the definition of jump the shark to see if ESPN hits all the wickets. Jumping the shark is an idiom that was used to describe the moment in the evolution of a television show when it begins to decline in quality, signaled by a particular scene, episode, or aspect of a show in which the writers use some type of gimmick in an attempt to keep viewers' interest, which is taken as a sign of desperation and is seen by viewers to be the point at which the show has strayed irreparably from its original premise. Yeah, nailed it. The phrase is based on a scene from a 5th season episode of the TV show Happy Days, when the resident cool guy, Fonzie, jumps over a shark while he's on water skis and dressed in a Corinthian leather life jacket to boot. Every show has this moment. The Brady Bunch had the messy Marvin punk, whose horrible bowl haircut and John Denver glasses made him look like at any moment somebody was going to come by and stuff the kid in a school locker after jacking his ass for milk money and his kicks. His laughable looks and sour attitude were only surpassed by his inability to outact the family dog. This kid absolutely ruined my childhood. They canceled the show after his one and only season, and I only needed one more season before I would be mature enough to put Marcia in my spank bank and make impassioned advances towards her in the privacy of my parents' bathroom. This brings me to ESPN and their astonishing ability to lose sports integrity at a cyclic rate. When did ESPN officially jump? Because I work from home, and by work from home, I mean I spend my day scratching my bag while I sit on the couch in my chonies watching a continuous loop of SportsCenter, I am regularly subjected to LeBron updates, bracketology, and analysts trying to outdo each other with catchphrases and hooks. I would like to say they jumped the shark when they had us sports fans queuing up the DVRs to make sure we didn't miss that episode of Snoop and Son, A Dad's Dream. And you think I'm making this up. If this ain't a circle the drain moment, you tell me what is. And I'm not going to lie. I actually tuned into the first episode in anticipation of watching Snoop and his kid work the EnviroGrow fluorescent lights as they cultivated a crop of Cali Chronic for medicinal reasons. In fact, I would have pay-per-viewed this educational piece. Instead, I get Snoop Dogg pimping his kid in an attempt to try to get him into a college to play football. I'm disappointed in you, Snoop, and you're better than this. What happened to bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks? We could even call the jumping moment for ESPN the time they decided that we, as American sports fans, needed to know the shower habits of a 7th round, 249th NFL draft pick. This was an actual report that was broadcasted by an ESPN analyst and a reporter. Did I mention said draft pick was Michael Sam, an openly gay football player? Still not interested in his hygiene habits? Yeah, me either. Whether or not the man uses an ass rag and a bar of soap has about as much bearing on his field performance as his sexual preference does. ESPN was so busy trying to find blame and point to distractions that they were oblivious to the fact that they were in fact the distraction. As much as I would like to call this their Fonzie moment, it wasn't. Looking back, there's a laundry list of benchmarks you can pinpoint and claim that was ESPN's demise. The breakup of Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann may have started the fall of Rome. Then there was a time Rush Limbaugh was hired as a cast member of NFL Countdown. A minute later, he's channeling his inner Howard Cosell and called into question Donovan McNabb's competence to quarterback based on his race, when it was already well known that race had nothing to do with it. Donovan McNabb's inability to quarterback was based solely on the fact he was Donovan McNabb. How about the ESPYs? That event has turned into a who's who of red carpet elbow greasing in an on-air oral copulation contest between athletes and analysts. All I know is for some time now, ESPN has been the proverbial wet fart that drips down my leg and stains my shoes. And my wrist-slitting moment came last Friday when ESPN had 2 studio analysts, a guest host, a resident NBA expert, and an on-location correspondent discussing the fact that LeBron James played a game without his headband for the first time since his rookie year. I wouldn't be more surprised if they segued into an on-set shoot with Michael Sam administering wet towel rat tails to his teammates' clenched butt cheeks as they were getting out of the shower. Even if you're an optimist and think there are still better days ahead for this network, you're wrong. And speaking of better days, have you seen Lindsay Zarniak lately? She went from swelled with birth and fat ankles to dropping offspring and throwing up lunch in the toilet during commercial breaks in mere minutes. She's definitely becoming hall pass worthy. Being the pessimist that I am, I triple dog dare you to turn on SportsCenter right now and not be subjected to a full hour of PowerPoint breakdowns, graph and pie chart illustrations, and long-winded periods of instruction on how to properly fill out an NCAA basketball bracket. And I'll save you the time. Take Villanova over Kentucky in the final, 78-72. Collect your winnings and thank me later. And that concludes my rant of the week.